Supreme mountain bike race. We are looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday for a fantastic race, and the weather looks great. First off, I want to take a second to thank our partners, the City of Bellingham and the Whatcom Tourism Board, WMBC, for all their amazing work on the trails and creating the wonderful playground that Galbraith Mountain is, to Aspire Adventure Running for the equipment that they supplied for us this weekend. Big thanks also to Fanatic Bike for being the post-race party and food sponsor. You all will get to enjoy their fine cooking at the end of the race. Also be sure to head over to the Beer Garden, which is a fundraiser for Recreations Northwest. All proceeds will go to them to support the work that they do with getting people outside and enjoying the natural environment. Big thanks also to Stone's Throw Brewery in Fairhaven for donating the beer for the festivities. Also want to mention and thank the Galby Getaway. The Galby Getaway is a new house that's actually on Galbraith Lane on your way up to the hill. They will be renting that out via Airbnb and VRBO. You can go check them out at galbygetaway.com, or you can buy raffle tickets and win a free night in the new house. All proceeds from the raffle will go to Recreations Northwest as well. Big thanks to our aid station sponsors, Jack's Bicycle Center and Transition Bicycle Company. You'll see Jack's at the first aid station 1 and 2. It's the same location. And then Transition will be down, appropriately enough, at the transition from leg 2 to leg 3, which is also aid station 5. As you all are out on the course and also before the event, be sure to thank all the volunteers who are out there helping making this event happen. We couldn't do it without them. They're taking their weekends to help support us and support you in having a fun and safe time out there. So be sure to give them a big thanks. If you know anyone that is available and would like to help out, we can always use more volunteers. Have them either reach out to us at info@questraces.com, or they can go to the website and sign up for volunteer shifts. Looking at the race and equipment that you'll need, obviously you'll need a mountain bike. No e-bikes in this race. This is all human powered. Make sure you have a helmet. You'll need a water bottle or bladder. We will have aid stations out there, but we will not have cups at those aid stations, so you will need some way to refill your water. Be sure to have bike tools. There's no mechanics out there. The weather is looking fantastic, but always a good idea to have some extra layers. And we will have some basic food at all the aid stations, but I highly recommend bringing the fuel that you're used to, whether that's bars or gels or whatever you like. I strongly recommend bringing that. All right, let's go over getting to where the race is. So the race start-finish is going to be at what is called the event space, and it's up on the Pipeline Road. Easiest way to get there is from the Galbraith Lane parking lot off of Samish Way. You cross the street, follow Galbraith Lane. We will have these pink ribbons on the trees to help guide you. The road is going to turn from pavement to gravel. Shortly after it turns to gravel, there's going to be a gate. You're going to go around the gate and then just stay on that main road. And you'll kind of start climbing up the hill looking for those little flags. It kind of takes a little left and a right. You'll see the new Bro Zone jump area right in here. And you'll continue onto the Pipeline Road, and just it goes straight once you get there. Kind of climbing up, you'll slowly crest a hill, and then just as you start downhill, that's where you'll see race headquarters. Once you get to race headquarters, registration will open at 7. Be sure to get checked in. You'll get your timing chip, your race number, and our cool t-shirt for all you racers. Course markings that you see out there. There, as anyone who's biked Galbraith knows, there's a lot of intersections. So This does take some heads up racing. You need to be watching for what's going on out there. The course markings a variety of signs, arrows, and marking flags. So these are the marking flags. These small orange ones are mostly what you're going to see. There's two locations where the course kind of crosses over itself. So you'll hit it once earlier in the race, and then you'll cross over to 90 degrees later on. And so you may see, you'll see one section in particular where there's some blue flags, but this will be well signed and well marked. So you'll be following orange flags generally. If we switch to blue, there'll be a sign. You'll see suddenly there's a bunch of blue flags. You'll follow the blue flags for a bit until it switches back to orange. Here's a couple of videos of what the course marking looks like out on the hill.
Course marking for Galbraith Supreme, we'll be using these pin flags. So as you're biking along, you'll see these. If you see a bunch of them together, that means there's an intersection, and that will lead the way. So you can see at this intersection, we're going to keep going straight. There's none that way, don't go that way. Keep going this way. The other thing you'll need to notice at intersections is the pin flags will be on the side of the trail that you're going to. So this is a left-hand turn. All the pin flags are on the left, and you've got another confirmation one beyond. Course marking for... The other thing you'll need to notice at
All right, so that gives a pretty good overview of what you're looking for on the course. So those small orange flags are going to be, that's your guide. That's what you're looking for. There will be arrows at important intersections to help make sure you go the right way, and you may see some other signs out there that we'll cover here as we get into the trail details. Looking at the aid station list here, I'll go back to full screen. There's a total of 7 aid stations. Leg 1 will have aid station 1 and 2. It's the same location, but you go through 2 separate occasions. Aid station 3 is actually back at race headquarters, and that's also where the handoff is to go for the relay teams. Aid station 4 and 5 will be on leg 2. Aid station 5 is also where the relay is to go from leg 2 to leg 3. And then leg 3 has aid station 6, 7. The aid stations will have water, electrolytes, bananas, peanut M&Ms, cookies, chips, that kind of stuff. But again, I highly recommend bringing the food that you are used to, particularly for this length of race. If at any point you have any issues out there, if you need to drop out, or if you're injured, please let an aid station know or race staff know so that we don't go out looking for you afterwards. And if you come upon an injured rider who needs help, please let one of the aid stations know, and we can get aid coming to that rider. All right, so Galbraith Supreme by the stats, it's about 33 miles with 5,200 feet of gain and loss. As you're out there, the course is open, so there will be other trail users out there. Please be aware of them. Let them know when you're coming up behind them. Give everybody space, and it is out in the mountains, so there's wildlife. Mostly deer are kind of the biggest thing you might run into out there, but keep an eye out for any wildlife that you may see along the way. So let's dive into the course. So start finish is going to be at that event space off the Pipeline Road. Leg 1 here is about 11.5 miles and about 1,900 feet of elevation gain and loss. You have 2 different aid stations on it, and the race starts at 8 a.m. The race will start on the Pipeline Road, heading north on the Pipeline Road. This is kind of a downhill gravel section. We're going to do a rolling start. So we will lead you out to kind of keep things in control because it's a downhill into this hard right-hand turn that's actually beyond 90 degrees right at the base of the cedar dust jump lines. Once we get past here, there'll be a flag, and that's your sign that you're free. It's free for all at that point. The race starts out staying on the road so that everybody can kind of sort themselves out, climbs up, and then goes and heads and hits what's called the wall. Nice steep climb to get you up. You're going to continue from the top of the wall. You take the left, staying on the road, and this is your longest section of gravel for the entire race. At the top of the hill, you'll hit the SST trail, and you're going to start down SST. So here's SST. We start down SST, crossing over. Once we cross the road, you go down SST just a little bit more, and you're going to take your second right onto Air Chair. Air Chair will continue down all the way, great descent, super fun, to the power line trail, which is here. Air Chair is currently closed below the power lines. Last year we went beyond the power lines. We're not able to do that this year because this trail is no longer open. So once you get to the power lines, you're going to take a hard left on the power lines, and you're going to come around to up to something in Dos Copas. So you utilize the climbing trail up to something and Dos Copas, climbing up. This section here, you do actually cross over Air Chair. Most of the racers will be through the descent by that point, but as you're climbing up, keep an eye out, and for those descending, remember that uphill traffic has the right of way. But this is a very visible junction, and you'll just shoot straight across, continuing up. We're going to utilize the new V trail here at the top. There's a new climbing trail that's not on this map yet, but we'll utilize the new V trail up at the very top. Once you hit the road, you'll take the right coming across, and you'll hit aid station 1 before descending down the SST alternate that leads into SST, and you'll take SST all the way back down to the power lines. Well, just before the power lines, you'll cut on the kind of SST lower trail. We'll come across the power lines. This section right in here, there is a very challenging creek crossing, and so you'll probably see a dismount sign right here, or a caution sign to make sure that you are aware of that. I had recommend just getting off the bike, jumping across the creek, getting back on, and then you'll head on across to Miranda. We're going to go ahead and start up towards the ridge, hop onto Queens of Dirt, and utilize that to climb up to the ridge trail officially. Then from the ridge, we'll cut over to Have Fun, dropping down Have Fun by Family Fun Center, headed up Candy and Old Candy, back up to the top of the SST alternate, and then this is now aid station 2, same aid station, but you're coming through a second time. From the aid station, we'll cut across on Arsenio, and then we're going to head over and we're going to hit the new Hidden Valley Trail. So this trail just opened very, very recently, not on this map quite yet, but this is the general location for it. And Hidden Valley Trail, super fun, hand-built intermediate trail that's going to drop you down into Pollo Elastico right before the Ewok Village intersection. So you basically take a hard right, do a switchback, and you're going to come onto Ewok Village, cross over the road, start on Cedar Dust before taking a hard left, heading into Rock and Roll and Mole Trap that will bring you to the end of Leg 1 at the TA and aid station 3 in the start-finish area. Leg 2 is the doozy. 13.8 miles, about 2,100 feet of climbing. We're going to have a cutoff time to start this of 10:45 a.m. So if you're not through leg 1 by 10:45, we're going to hold you back at that point or come up with a short course alternative for you. So initially it starts off playing in the Briar Lost Giants area. This is like twisty-turny cross-country single track, kind of looping your way around through. You're going to come up, climb up Dog Patch before dropping down Meth Lab to hit the pipeline road, coming across, and you'll hit this aid station here. You would have just had an aid station, but there will be some supplies there if you're really desperate. From there, you're going to climb up the pigs, crossing over the Tower Road onto Kaiser. You'll go all the way across Kaiser, and then you'll hit the road over here, taking a hard right onto so that you can climb up High Life and get to Happy Hour. So this is a great little climb, and then Happy Hour is a technical hand-built descent. This is going to be a long descent. This intersection right here is where you will see some of the blue flagging. On the way down, it'll be all orange. So just stay on your orange flagging, descending all the way down to the bottom of Happy Hour before cutting over on Happy Devil and utilizing quick way out to the road, climbing up the road to Aid Station 4 here at the north end of Lost Soul. You will refuel there at the aid station, continue on Lost Soul, climbing up Oli and Oli Spur, coming across and up Keystone before climbing up Wonderland up to the towers. From the towers, you're going to start out down Scorpion, coming across, you'll hit the road, and then head over and do swirls. With the weather that we have, should have some amazing views of Baker from back over in this area here. Coming back around, hitting Whoopsie Woodle for the long Whoopsie Woodle descent. Down at the bottom, we will hit the road and then head to Lair the Bear, cutting across and coming back into TA23 and Aid Station 5. So that is the end of Leg 2. Leg 3, you're going to pop out of the aid station, you're going to climb up the Tower Road, and then hop onto Pony Express, and then climb up Jack and the Beanstalk. This will loop around. There'll be a do not enter sign here. This is an area, again, where you may see some blue flags as well as orange flags. Continue climbing up Jack and the Beanstalk. You're going to, so there's 911, crossing the road here on Jack and the Beanstalk. And then you're going to hit here to there, climbing across onto Deja Vu and Cabin. You'll loop over to aid station 6-7, so you'll hit an aid station there. You're gonna, this year, a little bit different. You're gonna go down the road and then actually descend down the V Trail before cutting into Three Bears and Goldilocks, doing the big loop out here, climbing back up through the aid station, coming across on Cougar. From Cougar, we'll swing on to 187 and then cut over to 2.5 and Simple Green, utilizing Simple Green to come all the way down to 911, where you get a great finish descent on 911 before crossing over to Lone Wolf, and then Brer Rabbit back to the finish. So that's the overview of the course. Again, it will be very well marked. If you have any questions about the course, please feel free to reach out to us and we will answer those as best we can. We're really excited to see you all on Saturday. Thank you for joining us for the 2025 Galbraith Supreme.